seconds later, Hannah's parents went into her room. "Hannah!" said Peter as he entered. Peter hugged Hannah as David soon followed in. And then David soon hugged Hannah after that. "They were staying here for the night," said Hannah. What is going on exactly?" David asked. I'll tell you when it's all over." "Okay," said David. Where are my manners? I forgot to say hi to Marcus, Sam, and George," said Peter gingerly. "Hi," said George. I waved. "I go by Dr. Morcassius now," said Dr. Morcassius. "Okay," said Peter, a little bit awkward. "Why?" David asked. Because it is who I am, and you call me that when I first met you, so you can call me that now," answered Dr. Morcassius. "Okay," said David. "Can I interest you in drinks?" Peter asked. "I'll have a scotch. I need it to cope with stress," said Hannah. "We're too young for anything else," said Peter. I could make you all root beers," said Peter. That got me and my brother's attention. "Sure," said Dr. Morcassius with a wide smile. "We'll be back shortly," said Peter. Peter and David then left the room. "You have super nice parents," said Dr. Morcassius. "I know," said Hannah. Did you let them know about the motorcycles?" Dr. Morcassius asked. "No, because he will try and stop us. I need to make sure we get away with this to save your mother," said Hannah. "Good point," said Dr. Morcassius. I asked. Did you ask why can't we just rent a car?" Dr. Morcassius asked. I nod. Because I know the national law prohibits cars from being rented during emergency situations like this," answered Dr. Morcassius. "And saves us money too," said Hannah. I nod. George, do you have any questions?" Dr. Morcassius asked. Who's with who?" George asked. I'm riding with Sam, and you're riding with Hannah," Dr. Morcassius answered. "Why like that?" George asked. "Because Hannah and I are drivers, and you two are not, so you are passengers," Dr. Morcassius answered. But why am I riding with Hannah?" George asked. Because you and I are close," Hannah answered. "Do you have a problem with that?" Dr. Morcassius asked, with a wide smile on his face. "No, I was just wondering," answered George. "Okay," said Dr. Morcassius. There was a pause as we were waiting for something to happen next. You are okay with me riding with me, Sam?" Dr. Morcassius asked. I nod. "Good," said Dr. Morcassius. Just then, Hannah's parents came back into her room, where we are. "Scotch for Hannah and root beer floats for Dr. Morcassius, Sam, and George," said Peter when they entered. I said when I got my root beer float. "Oh, I forgot to mention, Sam is talking in a monster language right now, so because of that, he is going to talk to you through noise, and I think he just said, 'Thank you,'" said Dr. Morcassius. Did you say thank you to us?" David asked. I nod. "You are welcome," said David. May I ask, why are you talking like that right now?" Peter asked. "Don't ask him that question. It could really upset him," warned Dr. Morcassius. "Then can you answer it for him?" Peter asked. It's because he is really upset right now, and this is what he is doing to let go of his emotions," Dr. Morcassius answered for me. Phew, thank God I didn't have to be the one to answer that, I thought to myself. "Really?" Peter asked. "Yes," Dr. Morcassius answered. I think it is an autism coping tool. And without going into details, I think the reason why he is doing that is so he doesn't get physically aggressive," said Hannah. Hannah was spot on there. "Really? He has been physically aggressive?" Dad asked. Yes, but I don't want to go into details about it," said Hannah. "Neither do I," said Dr. Morcassius. "One thing is for sure, Dr. Morcassius and Hannah are handling this the correct way, because currently I'm not offended at all. Morcus, what is your favorite color? Peter asked. I asked. Translation, what color is he wearing that he forgot to take off? Dr. Morcassius asked. All I said was red, answered Peter. Correct, said Dr. Morcassius. May I ask how long you will be like this, because this actually kind of scares me a little bit, Dr. Morcassius asked. Oh, just a few days, said Dr. Morcassius. Okay, said David. I personally was not offended by that conversation. I'm sorry you were not at your graduation day, Peter said. Peter, said Hannah upset. Oh, Hannah, it's fine, said Dr. Morcassius. Okay, said Hannah. I personally more so you waited for us, said Dr. Morcassius. Is your mom in the hospital again? Peter asked. Yes, Dr. Morcassius lied. I am sorry, said Peter. Me too, said David. Thank you two so much for your support, said Dr. Morcassius. Is that why you all came here to chill? David asked. Yes, Dr. Morcassius lied. Neither I, George, or Hannah was going to stop him from lying. I see, said Peter. Stay here as long as you need to, said David. We'll just be here through the night, said Dr. Morcassius. Stay here a week, we don't care, said Peter. Thanks, said Dr. Morcassius. I then saw Hannah's parents turn to Hannah. May I ask why you needed to get off at Jackson earlier? Peter asked. No, Dr. Morcassius answered. No, answered Hannah. May I ask why you answered for her? Peter asked Dr. Morcassius. Oh, I'm sorry, I just have compulsions, answered Dr. Morcassius. I see, said Peter. You have compulsions? David asked. Yes, answered Dr. Morcassius. Do you have OCD? Asked David. That's not a question you ask someone, said Hannah. Yes, answered Dr. Morcassius. I was enjoying this conversation because I knew it was all not true. What kind of compulsions do you have? Because I have to make sure all the seats, all my seats in my boat are in an upright position. Oh, I just act impulsively, Dr. Morcassius asked. It didn't show up on his face, but I could tell he was having a good time with this, because he knows he needs to cover up what you're up to as much as possible. Dangerous? Peter asked. No, I just swing my arms around a lot, said Dr. Morcassius. I see, said Peter. It really is not a big deal at all, said Dr. Morcassius. Okay, said Peter. You are perfectly safe with me, said Dr. Morcassius. If you weren't, I wouldn't be his girlfriend, said Hannah. We then all laughed. I see, said Peter. Well, if there is anything you need at all, please give us a shout, said David. Even if it is in the middle of the night, added Peter. Yeah, said David to confirm. Okay, well, this has been a nice conversation. Talk to you soon, said Dr. Morcassius with a smile. Good night, said David. We'll come back in the morning to pick up cups, said Peter. Good night, everyone. But I also I didn't say anything because I didn't want my voice to stand out. Phew, thank God that's over, said Dr. Morcassius. Couldn't agree more, said Hannah. All right, everyone, get some rest. We're going to be leaving for Detroit at 8 o'clock sharp tomorrow morning, said Dr. Morcassius. I went to sleep soon because of all that energy I burned today.